Okay, so hopefully we are at part 3, final part. So I was in the Navy. I was raped while I was in basic. So we were on our unsupervised, as they called it, leave. So it was Friday and Saturday night, and then we had Sunday, and we could do kind of what we wanted: eat, go to church, and then we went from there. We always went. We just had to start getting ready to pack because Monday or Tuesday was our graduation. I think it was Tuesday because I think Monday was our final exams. But anyway, so that Friday night, just before graduation, we had gone to the NCO club, and yes, I should have known better, but everybody was going, so I thought, what the hey. Now, I was never a big drinker, and so I had gotten, we had gotten a sangria, and we were splitting, so it was like one of those crafts, and we were splitting it between like 6 of us, but it was super strong. I think they did it on purpose, just saying. And after one drink, I pretty much needed to go back to the barracks because I was already loopy and whatever you want to call it, beyond what I should have been. And the girls had offered to walk me back to the barracks, and I had said no, only because it was only like 2 blocks. What could happen in 2 blocks? Well, unfortunately, one of the guys that were in basic, that was from our brother company, saw me leave by myself and followed me and got me behind one of the buildings and raped me. And of course, when we went, we had been told, don't come back here drunk, dirty, whatever. So I laid there, he left, I laid there scared. A couple of the girls from my unit saw me and carried me back basically to the barracks because I couldn't hardly walk. I had bruises on my legs, on my arms from where he was holding me down, and I don't honestly remember even if he was by himself. So I got back to the barracks. They helped me change, get cleaned up, and then I literally went to bed, and then I this is so hard. I got up the next day. I did not have a hangover, so I knew I hadn't drank that much, just enough to make me, I don't know, physically ill, I guess, because I wasn't used to drinking that type of drink, and everybody was like, oh, it was fine, it was fine. Yeah, no, it wasn't fine. And so I did get there, and then I went to Meridian, Mississippi from there for A school. Then I went home from A school to for 2 weeks, And then I went to Coronado Island, and I worked for this wonderful captain, bless his heart, Captain C. I'm not going to tell you his name. He's retired now, and I'm not even sure he's still alive. He was a wonderful, wonderful man, and we took turns. Him, I, and the civilian secretary took turns going to get lunch for all of us, and then we sat in his office and watched all my children. Well, we got a new senior chief in, and he asked if I could show him where some things were, so I did. And then he asked after, so that was like on post, so I took him around post and I showed him where everything was. Everything was great. And then, I don't know, it was probably a couple months after he got there, he asked if I knew where such and such was. I don't even remember what it was. It was either a restaurant or a store of some type. And I said, yeah, it's not that far from where I live, because I was living in Chula Vista at the time in a studio apartment. And so he offered to give me a ride home because I didn't have a car. I was taking the train and the bus over to the base every day. So I let him take me, and he proceeded to not drive me to the store, but to a secluded spot, and proceeded to sexually assault me. Now, I don't know whether he was married, and I don't even remember his name, because after that I completely avoided him, and I started acting out, because at that point all I wanted to do was go home. Go home. I was scared because I knew if I reported him, what would happen, because that was like 1984, and back then they didn't believe anybody would do such a thing in the military. And so I didn't report him. I avoided him. I went home on leave, and I didn't come back until I could get, well, I was on my way back when I realized I didn't have my paycheck, because my mother had taken it out of my purse and cashed it. So I didn't have money to get on a flight. So I am trying to find some place I can go so I can get some money, so I can get back to base, because I didn't want to be AWOL. But by the time I actually got to a location where there was somebody that could get me on a flight, it was too late. I had already been AWOL for like 3 days. So I went to Captain's Mast, and when I talked to the attorney, I said all I wanted was to get out. I don't care. I just wanted to get out. I didn't want to be in the military, and she kept trying to get me to tell her why, and I just couldn't, because that senior chief was still there, and I didn't think anyone would believe me. And now to this day, I still have people that the VA, even though I'm eligible for benefits, and I do get some benefits, and I get my mental health there, they don't believe me. So just know that this part of my life has been tough, and that's how I grew up. So I will give you another update on some other stuff later, not so much personal stuff as I do this, but have a great day.